memories. And on behalf of the Vikings, we thank you very much for sticking around. First, we will start local with a man who was a center for the Minnesota Vikings. He's from St. Paul, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Birk. When I was 6 years old, for my birthday, my dad loaded up our station wagon with a bunch of neighborhood kids, and we came here to the Metrodome for the first time to watch the Minnesota Twins. And I was in love. A few years after that, I got to come to the Metrodome. I got to watch the All-Star home run hitting contest. Then a couple World Series. I watched the Timberwolves in this building.
The Timberwolves play in this building?
There's a Super Bowl in here.
Wow.
A couple of concerts I went to as a kid, which I probably shouldn't have been at. And then 1998 happened. I was lucky enough to call the Metrodome my office on Sundays for 11 years. Time went on, some people started pointing out what was wrong with this building. They said there weren't enough bathrooms. Then the concourses weren't wide enough. But you know who really hated coming here? Other teams. Talk about how dry the air was, or how we pump sound in, or how the seats in the turf weren't any good. But the reason why they hated coming here is because of the 70,000 people who filled these seats on Sunday afternoon. As a player from your stadium, all you want is a home field advantage, and we definitely had that when I was here with the Vikings. This building, because it's hosted so many events and we've all been through so much in here, it's not just a place that hosts sporting events, but this building has become synonymous with this area. It's part of our identity. And it's not, there's one thing that's not perfect with this place, and you'll never see another building like this to host that many events and be home for that many teams. But there's one thing that's missing from this building. That's a Super Bowl championship banner. Next stadium.
Yeah.
And we'll admit that this stadium, although it might not be perfect, it was us. God bless. A Super Bowl, a World Series, an MLB All-Star Game, and a Final Four. Definitely is a very historic building coming to a close today, 32 years into it, and a man who did a lot of damage when running the ball here. It's one of the great Vikings in the history of Minnesota Vikings football. Can we please have a loud round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the great Robert Smith.
Yeah!
It's a real honor, it's a privilege to be here in front of you again. Had a little chance to talk a little bit at halftime. And, you know, the thing that I remember most about playing in this Metrodome is the insanity. It was absolute insanity. And once again, like I said at halftime, for as much as you enjoy being here, as much as you enjoy cheering your team, I wish you understood how much it means to us to have you up there cheering us on through good times and bad. It always confirmed what I knew about Minnesota people. A different kind of nice. You know, I'm a Midwest guy. I'm from Ohio. I thought I knew the nicest people in the world. Thought I knew what generosity and kindness was. Coming up here, kind of redefined. But like so many of the great players that I played with, they knew how to flip that switch. Normal, kind, gentle people off the field. And I'm sure many of you, kind and gentle, when you're outside of this stadium, you're absolute demons when you're inside the stadium. And I'd sit over there on the sideline, a nervous wreck, always was when games were going on, just waiting for the outcome, you know, just waiting for our chance to get back in the field. But I always would smile just hearing how loud you guys would get. I mean, it's just, it's such a great feeling to kind of hear that support. So I end once again with Dr. Seuss, who many people say Dr. Seuss. It's very appropriate that it is actually pronounced Seuss because it rhymes with rejoice. So we rejoice today with the memories that we had here. Once again, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thanks for having us.
Running back to a man I predict goes down in history as the greatest running back in the history of the National Football League.
Yeah!
The great Adrian Peterson.
There's some great memories. Even though, 7 years, that's kind of like right there at the tip of the iceberg. You guys, a little more years under the belt than I do, but I've been able to sit back and just see how dedicated the fans. I'm more excited for the fans getting a new field than I am. So I want you guys just to continue to support us, continue to show the love you guys have shown me for 7 years and 32 years counting the Minnesota Vikings in this stadium. All day, baby, yep.
Yeah!
Nice to get that banner in that new stadium here.
Standpoint to say goodbye to this building, but the future looks very bright. In 2016, on this spot, we will have a brand new Viking Stadium. Before we hear from our last speaker, we should thank the owner of the Minnesota Vikings, Mr. Ziggy Wilk, and his brother Birk, for all of the hard work they did. We will close 32 years of football at All of America Field and the Hubert H. Humphrey century Metrodome by hearing from the most famous and maybe significant figure in the history of Minnesota Vikings football. Ladies and gentlemen, coaching immortality, Mr. Bud Birk.
Hey, it's great to win, isn't it? Thanks for sticking around. You've been around my whole life, it seems like, my whole career here in Minnesota, opening this stadium many, 32 years ago. Seems like yesterday. We've had a lot of great moments here. Remember that this was the ultimate stadium 32 years ago. Now we're looking forward to the ultimate stadium for the next 32 years in a couple of years. In the meantime, we're going back to the elements. We're going back to the elements.
Yeah!
Play outdoor football for a couple of years, get our feet back on the ground, then we'll be back here in 3 years and open a new stadium. Thanks to so many people who heard it cover it. Mayor Dayton, Governor Dayton, Mayor Ryback, the Wolves, their contribution, just amazing. A lot of people put together. We're going to have to experience in the next few years. Now, it's hard to cover a lot of ground in a short space of time, but the backbone of this whole operation, you people up here, that's been said before, but it can't be said often enough. You are the Vikings. You've got purple, you've got orange, you are the Vikings. We appreciate your support over the years. Every day. Now, I can only close by saying, look up at that sign. Thanks for the memories.